right, we are back. And I always say that when we're back, but episode number 6 is here. I am your co-host, B-Man.
I'm Bom'Chelle.
And we're here to do another wonderful Things We Dread podcast.
We just keep them coming.
We can't stop. I think we're addicted to our own podcast.
I am. I know I am.
So if we're in episode 6, then you're talking about 12 weeks. 12, because every other week we do it. We're 12 weeks in.
Oh my God, we are.
It could be a year soon.
I know. It will be.
It's crazy.
It will be.
I like it.
I like it.
It's working. We're getting a lot of good feedback.
We are. I do have to tell you that I am starting to forget the stuff that I bitched about.
Yeah.
We should try. We need an intern. We need somebody that's going to voluntarily keep track of our topics, our subject matter.
Yeah, we may need an intern to go through our shows and tell us what topics we already talked about.
Right.
We don't want to bore you and keep talking about the same topics over and over again.
Don't be silly.
They won't be bored?
No, don't be silly. Yeah, but that person, understand that if anybody out there were to volunteer, could only be referenced as Gunadin.
As what?
Gunadin.
Goodanin?
Gunadin.
What the hell is that?
Did I ever tell you how I want a slave?
Listen, slaves are good.
I believe that with all of my heart. And it's not like a racist, like, oh, I'm going to get a black person to be my slave, which is probably why I picked the name Gunadin. Because I'll take someone from Pakistan. I don't care.
So that would be the name of your slave, Gunadin.
Yeah. Boy or girl.
Either way?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I've thought that if I were to go to like Pakistan or something like that, Iraq, they would gladly give me a kid. And I want a kid. I don't want some shitty
Wait, you
adult.
want to take a kid slave?
Well, yeah.
Well, but they're not going to be that useful. I would rather an adult.
Well,
Brawny,
I'm not going to...
strong.
I don't need a strong one. They're not going to be digging ditches.
What are they going to do? Clean the lint out of your belly button or something?
Yeah, like exactly shit like that. Paint my toenails, wash my hair, change the litter box, get me coffee, gently wake me up in the morning instead of the harshness of an alarm.
So just some little kid that runs your errands?
Just does all my shit for me. Yeah, and I mean,
I would prefer an adult.
Well, they're going to become an adult.
Eventually. What, you think you can keep them all the way to adulthood? That you don't ever let them go?
No.
They just stay your slave forever?
Yeah.
Do they multiply? Like if they were to get, like if you take a girl and they get pregnant, do you get like the baby slaves?
How's she going to get pregnant unless I'm fucking her? And I can't get her pregnant.
Listen, that's not proven yet.
The jury's still out on that.
So we seem to anger some people with my questioning of people's speech patterns.
I have to tell you that I felt like a friggin' idiot.
I didn't.
I felt like an idiot because I was even trying to Google it.
It's called a non-regional dialect.
It is.
According to our friend Brian. Mm-hmm. So we speak here with a non-regional dialect, and we intend to keep doing so.
So suck that.
Suck it.
Yeah, he was furious about that.
Yeah.
A lot of people hear us say things, especially when
they want to call up.
Well, why is blah, blah, blah? Like our first show when you were asking about NYPD and FDNY, technically my still active husband is FDNY. And he knew the answer to it. And he was like, I wanted to pick up a phone and call you and tell you. And he's like, and I just kept thinking, like, she better correct him. She better know the right answer.
People get upset.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it too. I like it even more.
People, the better.
I like it even more that they're helplessly upset. That they're home
they can't
and they're
back.
like ripping their own hair out.
They got to wait and get us on the Facebook page afterwards.
Yeah.
So last week, I was insulting Hasidic people. Mm-hmm. Or
as you
last
should.
show,
Yeah,
I was insulting Hasidic people. And I think it was you that brought up the book Unorthodox.
Yes, a girlfriend of mine, Valerie, had told me to read it.
Right. And so I read the book.
You did?
Found it inspiring. In a somewhat comedic way.
Is that why you're wearing that schmata on your head? Now you're a Hasidic Jew?
Well, tonight I decided that I would get dressed for bed. So I'm wearing my sleeping cap and my sleeping shirt underneath this.
There is going to be a photo of this sleeping cap / shirt.
Well, I sleep in a hat so as not to get tangled up in my hair. Because the last time that I had long dreads. They used to get tangled up in everything. So I would get them caught in my dresser drawer. My wife would roll over my hair. I couldn't move my head.
Really?
Dreads are not easy.
No, you know what?
I mean,
used
they're
to
an
have-
easy hairstyle, but you run into a lot of things. I'll give you a good example. This week, I was at my office, and two of the guys that work for me start laughing at me. Say, why are you laughing at me? And they're like, they just keep laughing. And Paul, your buddy, decides he's going to take a picture so he could show me why they're laughing at me.
My future lover, Paul.
Yes, absolutely. So why they're laughing at me. And apparently I had a piece of plastic that I that I picked up somewhere along the office hanging out of my hair. Like a piece from a desk. Like
There's a stapler hanging out of your fucking hair.
Yep. So
I also heard that you got your binoculars stuck in your hair.
Yes, I did.
At the Giants game.
Yeah, I went to the Giants game, and my binoculars, which I like to use, they have a string on them. Mm-hmm. So I pull the string over my head, and I wear my binoculars. I gently look through them during the game, like a sophisticated Giants fan. And when I go to take them off afterwards, I can't get them out of my hair. Because my hair's all caught in it. I can't get the string out.
For the love of God. You know what I used to do? I used to, remind me to take a picture of that.
All right.
Your schmata. I used to have
It's
hair.
a dread sock.
Okay. Schmata. I used to have hair past my butt cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an Escort, a little tiny Escort car, Ford Escort.
Yep.
And you had to, it was a 2-door, so you'd have to push the seat up, push the seat back. And I got my hair caught down inside of the seat from sitting forward and letting somebody out of the back and then moving it back again and letting them back in again. And then, whatever. My hair was caught in like the springing mechanism.
Yeah.
Something.
It's crazy. It's very hard to have long hair.
It really is.
I had once, I think I might have
overrated.
told this story even on the show before. I went out with a friend of mine to get lunch near our office when I was in the passenger seat, and there's some trees that overhang near the cars where we parked them. And I got out of the car, and a tree grabbed my head. And somebody who has shame would be very embarrassed at the fact that now he's stuck on a tree.
Yeah.
Somebody named B-Man was not and was laughing.
Who doesn't even know what shame is.
So I was kind of just stuck there next to the car near the fence with the tree grabbing my hair, trying to figure out how to get out of this sticky predicament.
You never told that story before.
Nope. Well,
No,
that
that's
is
something-
what happened.
That's something I would Rolodex in my noodle. Because I like to hear stories like that.
So back to what I was saying, unorthodox.
Okay, right.
So I insulted the Jews. Now I went to educate myself about the Jews because you mentioned the unorthodox book.
Right.
So I found it to be a slightly entertaining book, kind of depressing in a way because, as suspected, the Jews hate women, like the Hasidic Jews. They don't respect women. So I wanted to share some things that I learned about the book.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
And I feel even less bad about sharing these things since I tried to friend the author on Facebook and they never accepted my request.
Really?
I did. I sent a thing. I loved your book. Let's be friends. She never accepted my request.
Let's be friends. I fucking hate Jews. You hate Jews.
Well, I thought it could get real interesting. Like if I was going to talk about it here, I could send them the link and get them all upset, and then play that game. But she's ignoring me. So
She might just be real busy. Maybe she's writing another book.
Well, one thing that I found out that was slightly hilarious is that the author of this book, who was a Hasidic Jew in Curious Joel and in the Brooklyn ghettos and in Muncie, when she got married, she didn't know she had a vagina.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, like she didn't know. She said she didn't have one.
Was she 9?
No, she said she didn't have a vagina. She thought that she was broken. So she had to go for tutoring on how to use her vagina.
Listen.
Did you have to go for tutoring?
No, I was born knowing what to do with this thing.
That's what got you in trouble.
That I affectionately named Judy.
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 So she didn't know that she had a vagina at all.
All right, well,
Then she had to go for counseling.
You dodged a bullet by this woman ignoring your friend request because she's obviously a fucking idiot.
I wish that she'd be friends with me, to tell you the truth. I would invite her on the show.
No. And I would try to finger her.
I want to because I want to talk more. Judy, let me show you how this works. So as I was reading the book, I took highlights out of just different things that I read that I found entertaining.
Right.
So I wanted to read them on the air and share.
I can't wait.
So the book is Unorthodox by Deborah Feldman.
The asshole.
So one thing I found interesting is that the rabbi has forbidden us from traveling to Israel until the Messiah comes. The promised land is off limits. So they don't support Israel, which is interesting.
Okay, because there's a lot of things I'm confused about, but go ahead.
Now, here's another excerpt, which I thought was pretty messed up, to be quite honest.
More messed up than thinking you don't have a vagina and you're a grown-ass woman?
Possibly, because you got to hear this.
Okay.
We learn in school that God sent Hitler to punish the Jews for enlightening themselves. He came to clean us up, eliminate all the assimilated Jews, all the Frey Yidden who thought they could free themselves from the yoke of the chosen ones. Now we atone for their sins. So they basically say that the Jews that got killed in the Holocaust deserved it. Because they assimilated, and that's why the Hasidic Jews don't assimilate.
Okay.
So they dress in their disgusting, dirty suits, their hats, whatever, so that they don't assimilate.
All right. So that's why they've kind of ostracized themselves from all other whatever.
Because they're trying to ostracize themselves.
Well,
no, I thought that's somewhat
succeeded.
enlightening, but very scary from a point of view. What else? What else? I have some good stuff, trust me.
I believe you.
All right, so here's a good story that makes me wonder if they have any sanity whatsoever. They say a fish talked in the village of New Square, which is a small Hasidic compound in upstate New York. The still writhing carp opened its mouth and spat out a warning to the Jews to atone for their sins or there would be hell to pay. There's a whole panic about it. Apparently Moshe, the fishmonger, was busy killing and cleaning carp to meet the holiday demands. And just as he was about to bring the heavy cleaver down on the fish's head, it opened its mouth and a voice sounded from it. There were witnesses to the event, both Jewish and Gentile workers in the fish market, claim they heard the fish speak. It announced itself by name and declared it had been sent to remind the Jewish people that God was still watching, that he would punish them for their misdeeds. Seek forgiveness, the fish announced, or destruction will rain down on you. That's a hell of a fish.
That is a hell of a fish.
Like, are these people sane?
No.
There's insanity about, we are living in a place with people that are certifiable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who believes that a fish speaks? This is not a joke book.
Didn't a bush
This is
speak?
not a bush speak in the Bible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Bible is it's a work of fiction. This
is also a work of fiction.
But this is what they think. They think that in a town near us, that it's not even that far away, a fish spoke to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is crazy. This is who's voting for our politicians.
Yeah. This is who owns our politicians.
Okay. Here's a much more interesting excerpt.
Oh, my God. What gets more interesting than a void vagina and a talking fish?
In yeshiva, Eli says the boys would jerk each other off because there were only men around and no girls. The sight of a boy could get him aroused. After many years, he explains, with a sigh, to switch it suddenly is weird. I don't even know if I should be attracted to you. This is him talking to his wife. I didn't even have an idea of what a girl looked like before I saw you. I'm suddenly, horribly mortified.
And where is your vagina?
Well, they couldn't. That's what happened. They couldn't find the vagina.
Well, that's why, because this guy's been jerking off dudes his whole life, and nobody ever drew her a map.
It's crazy. Here's another funny insert. I'm going on a tangent about these excerpts because I found them very funny. For our first anniversary, Ellie and I go to see a hypnotist show in Las Vegas. We don't tell anyone where we're going because people would disapprove. Ellie tells his mother we are going to California so I can rest. After the show, the hypnotist offers to cure people who smoke or hypnotize people to lose weight. When we get back to our hotel, it hits me that perhaps this could work. I could hypnotize my vagina open.
No.
This is the book you recommended to me.
I could never write that book.
I couldn't put this book down.
How'd she get her vagina open?
She used a series of tubes to train it open.
No. This is real.
This is real life.
I could have got it open.
I would suggest this book.
I want to read it, but you got it on that stupid little Kindle.
Oh, I don't read paper books.
No, I love reading a paper book.
You see all those books over there?
Yeah.
Those were from the days when I said I loved reading paper books.
I still love it.
You'll get over it in a second.
I won't.
You will.
I still read paper books.
You shall.
You shall.
A fish spoke to me and told me to read the Kindle.
A fish spoke to me and told me to tell you to stop opening your vagina so much.
Strange.
That's bizarre. I have to read this book now.
We should try to get her on the show.
Okay.
I have a feeling it wouldn't go well.
No, well, not for her. It'd be a fucking blast for us.
It's crazy. So, asparagus.
Makes your pee smell weird.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's like a vegetable.
That makes your dick fart.
It's like an unholy vegetable. But it's absolutely bizarre. Because like I can eat asparagus and like within 10 minutes have the worst smelling pee ever.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
There's nothing else that I've ever eaten in my entire life.
I'm sure somebody out there knows, and they're listening to this right now, and like punching a wall and ripping their own hair out. It's probably Brian.
It happens to you as well?
Yeah.
It's nutty.
And I love asparagus.
But who would want to eat a vegetable that smells that bad? But then like it smells that bad, and then I almost feel like it's a sense of accomplishment when it smells that bad. Like I'll start peeing and I'll be waiting for it because I know it's going to somehow, it's going to emanate up, and it emanates up like I'm scared that it's going to come. And then I smell the pee and I'm like, oh, it smells horrible. And then somehow I'm like satisfied.
It's like me with my cereal. That Flax brand.
You pee cereal?
No. But when I go to the bathroom and after I've eaten a box of that Flax brand, because I can't stop eating it once I do, and it turns my colon into a log flume, I feel like a sense of accomplishment as well.
And is that a certain smell?
No. It's just like a log flume. And it's awesome.
But I don't get it. Like I can actually, I one time got sushi with people. I had one piece of a sushi roll. Sushi. I love sushi. That has asparagus in it. Uh-huh. I went to go pee that same meal at the end of the meal. I already smelled asparagus.
Really?
It's horrible.
Ugh.
It's pretty weird.
Ugh.
I had another experience.
With pee?
With you.
Excellent.
So last time that we did this show, Bom'Chelle left the Things We Dread studio. Somehow.
You asshole.
Within 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, within 5 seconds of her leaving, gets her car stuck in a ditch outside of the studio. Like literally right outside of the studio.
Yeah.
And needs help. Now she's stuck in a ditch.
Yeah.
So who does she contact? Me.
Of course.
Which is fine. But the weird thing is, when you're stuck in a ditch, what do you think the appropriate course of action would be to contact somebody?
Sit in the fucking driver's seat with the radio playing and text him.
Why would you text somebody?
What?
She texted me that she's stuck in a ditch outside.
Yeah. What was I supposed to do?
How about calling? I would say that warrants a phone call. Hey, I'm stuck in a ditch.
Well, I didn't want to
blocking the whole road.
I didn't want to startle you.
I don't think it would have startled me. I wasn't sure what to do with the text when I got it. Hey, I'm stuck in a ditch. That was the text.
You came out there, though.
I did. It worked.
Shaking your head.
We had to get her towed out of the ditch.
Yeah. Thank God for AAA.
Yeah, AAA came. We pretended that it was... she didn't have AAA, so we pretended it was us that got the car stuck in a ditch.
Mm-hmm. That guy didn't even ask.
No. So I like to say that Bom'Chelle ditched the show.
I was fucking pissed.
You know what happened was... That was a work of definitely a skilled driver.
No, I got excited because I usually have to pull out of here. You know, I'm backing out the whole way. There isn't a fucking light within a quarter of a mile of this place.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like to operate in the dark.
Apparently. So I'm backing out, And when I realized that I had backed out without having to step on the brakes, or what I usually have to do is completely stop, pull forward again, straighten out, and try it all over again. I didn't have to do that this time. I made it right to the top of the driveway. No braking. And I was like, fuck yeah.
In a ditch.
Right in the ditch.
Well, tonight I'll have my valet pull your car out.
Valet. Gunadin.
Gunadin.
See? If I had a
valet.
Gunadin, I'd be like, get us out of here. Get us on the main road there, buddy. And then come down to the front door, pick me up, and carry me up to the fucking truck.
We'll wheel you up there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I question your driving ability.
I question it too. I do. I'm not a good driver. I don't like to drive. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd never touch a steering wheel again.
Yeah.
Never.
I love driving.
I love to be a passenger because I love to sleep.
No, I love to drive.
I don't at all. Not at all. There's nothing about it. And you know what? One of the things I was actually thinking of on my way over here, something that pisses me off, because it happens to me a lot. I'm sure it happens to everybody. When someone pulls in front of you, like basically cuts you off.
Right.
And there's no one behind you. Like you couldn't fucking wait the 15 seconds for me to pass you.
That was me.
I'm telling you, it happens to me like every day. And I'm always
maybe you're a slow driver.
Balls. I just think everybody does it. Everybody but me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm more courteous.
Then you should just let them in front of you.
No. I mean, I'll be driving. I'm going 40 miles an hour, and all of a sudden somebody's like, no, I gotta get the fuck out there. You couldn't wait the 10 seconds for me to pass you?
I can't stand people who slow down to make a turn to almost where they stop.
Yeah, that drives me insane.
You should be able to ram people.
Yeah.
If you were able to legally ram people, I would drive a tank.
I would too. But I'd probably just drive it into your ditch.
Probably.
I don't like to drive. I don't like anything about it.
You know how like back in the day when people did wrong, they'd get like the scarlet letter that they were a wrongdoer?
Yeah, yeah.
I believe we need some kind of marking for people who have very weak high fives and weak handshakes.
It actually...
Let that settle in for a second.
No, I agree with you 110%.
I need a warning if you're going to be that weak.
I agree with you. It's like a dead fish hand.
But it's not just that. It's dangerous.
Why?
So, I'm at the Giants game.
Oh, God.
Enjoying myself.
I wish I was a fly on the wall at this Giants game, by the way.
So, I'm at the game, and there's always the same people sitting near me because they're season ticket holders.
Okay.
So, there's an old guy that sits in front of me, and he gets excited when they score.
And pees his pants.
And he wants to give me 5. So, at this game, I go to give him 5, at which I push his hand into his face and knock his hat off his head.
No, you didn't.
And then proceed to laugh. But the reason that I laughed was because I did the exact same thing the game before.
Well, how does he respond to that?
He seems startled.
With your binoculars hanging out of your fucking dreadlocks. You're smacking some old guy's hat off of his head. Yeah.
I need a warrant. I can't remember that he's so weak.
Maybe he's sick.
Maybe.
Ask him. Ask him at the next game.
I'm not going to ask him.
After
Strengthen up, old man.
After you blast him.
Give me some resistance.
After you blast him in the face with the back of his own hand, ask him if he's sick.
I have a feeling I'm going to do the same thing at the next game when I forget.
You should make it a point to do it at every
Knock
game.
his hat off every game.
Clean his clock.
But you go to shake someone's hand and it's like you broke them.
No, I don't like that. And
I need a warning. You need like a patch that you wear on your shirt. Like, you know, like if you're diabetic or you have some kind of a medical problem, you wear a bracelet.
Yeah.
You need a patch or some kind of necklace to show me that you can't withstand a normal high five
you're a
or
creepy shaker. It always creeps me out. Like men that have very soft hands.
Yeah.
That's creepy to me.
It's kind of creepy, but depends on the job you do. Maybe they moisturize.
And exfoliate.
Possibly.
It creeps me out always.
I condition my beard.
Do you?
I do.
You're looking very Nation of Islam tonight. I just want to put that out there.
I've been trying.
I mean, your beard it's severe.
It's getting there.
It really is.
I'm getting proud of this thing.
I love it. I love a big, severe beard.
I'm just going to look creepy for the next couple months. I'm going for some creepy look.
Some creepy looking, creeptastic, creepy look.
I love looking creepy.
You don't look creepy to me.
I, number one, want you to question my sanity when you see me.
Done.
I mean, there's one way I could do that if that's wear Hasidic clothes.
Done and done.
And I want to scare you to the other side of the road, if possible. Like, I want whoever's the sketchiest looking guy to be like, don't know if I want to walk past them.
Right.
I like doing that in the winter. Grow my beard out. Wear my orange sweatshirt.
Your orange sweatshirt.
Yeah, I rock a neon orange sweatshirt.
For safety?
No. I just like orange.
You know what else annoys the shit out of me?
Tell me.
When people don't put their grocery carts back.
I don't put my grocery cart back.
You're an asshole.
Thank you.
Don't you think that it could roll into somebody else's car? You don't care because you're gone.
I do agree that it could roll into someone else's car, but I always put it in such a way that it won't.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. There's two things that I support.
I can't imagine. I cannot imagine what those things are.
The first thing would be leaving the shopping cart in the lot and not returning it to the proper place.
Okay.
And both of these things are for a reason. The second is littering in a parking lot.
Oh, my God.
I have no issue with it. We need to keep people employed in this workforce, and in order to do so, we got to give them a job. And that job is cleaning up after me.
Gunadin. I'm telling you, this is why. He'd pick up your litter.
I think that littering is an economy all of its own.
I hate litter.
I don't want litter on the roads, but litter in parking lots, stores.
But it blows around. Litter doesn't stay where you drop it.
It depends on where you put it and how you put it.
No, littering is wrong.
You could put the litter in the shopping cart and leave the shopping cart there. The litter's not going to go out of the shopping cart.
But nobody is going to clean that up.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
They will.
Listen to me.
That's their job.
If you drive around the parking, any parking lot, around the perimeter of the entire parking lot is plastered with plastic bags, old flyers.
That's why these guys aren't moving up in their jobs, because they're not cleaning up the litter.
But nobody cleans it up, and you're not encouraging them to clean it up by littering.
They need to clean it up.
You are just destroying our earth.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh.
Littering is wrong.
Then I'll stop.
I was the crazy litter stick woman. I have a litter gripper.
Yep.
That would walk around my neighborhood with a garbage bag and a litter gripper and fucking clean up other people's litter. And you can't even imagine some of the things that I have picked up.
What'd you pick up?
A bong, used condoms, numerous tampons.
Sounds like a party.
It's a block party. Yeah, around my neighborhood. Why is there a tampon flipped out onto the side of the road?
I don't know. But I'd like to know the backstory.
I would love to know the backstory. Yeah. I hate litter. That's a pet peeve of mine, litter.
So how about if the shopping cart person's walking around the lot collecting the carts? Do you put the cart back in the king, or do you give it to the guy?
I give it to him.
Do you?
Yeah.
I push it further away so he has to walk further.
You're a dickhead. And you know what else I do? If I'm walking up and I see somebody walking towards the carts, I give it to him, and I always say the same thing. You want this one? I warmed it up for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a terrible line.
I know. It's awesome.
Do they laugh? Or
every time.
Or they don't understand English?
Every time.
They do?
I don't use that line if they're hot.
No.
If it's like a guy.
Then what's the line?
I don't know if I ever really need one. I think it's just a look. And I push my cart towards him. The look's like this.
How do rapists know? How do rapists know if a girl is having their time of the month? This actually came into my head this week. Like, I was bewildered.
Listen, part of the reason why I'm laughing about this, one, because it's hilarious, and it is a really good question, and because today I did my rape breathing for someone.
What does that mean?
I talk about rape a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And I have a rape breath. Like if I was the rapist.
Okay.
It goes like this. I was like, wait a minute. Let me think about rape so I get sad. Wait, here's my rape breath.
It smells like beef jerky, too.
It smells like asparagus piss.
That's your rape breath?
Yeah, if I was a rapist, I would do that. Like, if I was raping you, I'd do that in your ear like this.
Creeped out. So what's the answer to the question?
You don't know. And what I mean, what happens if you go in there and it's occupied?
This is what I'm confused about.
Anal.
Is that the answer?
It's always the answer.
Because, I mean, they have to have some kind of standards.
A rapist?
Yeah.
Have you seen some of the people that get raped?
Still.
There's no standard. This isn't like I'm about to rape that hot lady. This is just pure barbaric, like, oh, there's something in there.
I bet you that the whole world is thinking about this question.
The whole world. I can't.
I don't know. Crossed my mind.
Oh, I can't wait to see you in hell.
I wasn't going to rape anybody. I was just wondering how it works.
Did you see this? Did you see this thing that a woman invented in Africa? I believe it was, because it's like rape is prevalent there.
Right.
And she invented this thing that women stick up their Judy that looks like a hollow dildo that has all these spikes in it. So that if you tried to rape her...
It's like a booby trap.
Yes. And you stick your wing wang in there, it's going to get stuck in it. So A, everybody knows you're a rapist. And B, you have to like go to the hospital and have this thing removed from you.
You have to have it removed?
Well, you're not going to... It's like got...
Oh, you mean the man has to?
Yeah.
Genius.
It is genius. I might get one just to have it.
It's like a Venus vagina flat strap.
It is. April Fool's Day. Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
It's a smart move.
It's really smart. Rape this.
Is that what it's called?
It should be. That's what the name of it should be. I'm going to find that lady on Facebook. Let's be like, let's rename that little...
We could probably come up with some fantastic names for that product.
Absolutely. Let's try.
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
So, I went to a bachelor party not too long ago.
Strip club, another strip club.
Strip club story.
Oh, I live for these.
Strip club story. So, apparently where we live does not know how to properly run strip clubs.
No, I didn't. We have this conversation where I told you I wanted to open a strip club around here.
Yeah, but I'm bewildered at the strip club possibilities. You have certain selections in strip clubs around here. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why all of them are just ridiculous.
Like how?
All right. So I'll give you an example of 3 different strip clubs that I've been to around here and why they're ridiculous.
Fellas, pull out your notepads.
Pull out your notepads. First one was called... What was it called? It was called... I'm not going to use names.
Because I don't remember.
I don't want to endorse the place.
Okay.
So the first one was a gentleman's club.
Okay.
Of which they serve steak. So it's a steakhouse and gentleman's club, which is weird.
It's a little bit weird.
I don't get the point.
Well, I mean, I would I don't eat steak. But the last thing that I would want to do after looking at a vagina. Do you look at vaginas there in strip clubs?
That's the problem. That's the problem. There was no vagina.
Anywhere? Like, was it... Did that woman write that book on Hasidic Jews?
It was all tube steak. No. So there was like 2 or 3 girls, topless, hanging out around.
All Hasidics with no vaginas?
No Hasidics. So it was the lamest strip club I've ever been to. Plus, the dancers are like 20 feet away from any guys.
20 feet.
20
That's
feet.
pretty far.
Oh, yeah. So if you
How do they get your dollar bills, y'all?
There's a good question. So what you would have to do is crumble the dollar bill up into a ball. I'm not even joking. I've never been to as ridiculous of a place as this. And throw it up.
No.
So a couple people do it from the bar, throw it up. It seems ridiculous to me.
Mm-hmm.
We go to eat steak upstairs. And I'm like, is this fun? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe it's fun to throw the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to try it. I crumbled one up, threw it, totally missed the stage. Then I decided I'm not tipping anymore.
No,
Because
I
that's
wouldn't.
why you tip at a strip club, because of pressure. They don't provide any pressure from 20 feet away.
Right.
So that was my experience there. It was terrible. Like, as far as the strip club goes, the steak was pretty good.
You think it probably really hurts the girl's business?
I would think so. But here's what's real ridiculous. After each set of the girl dancing, because this was a very high quality place apparently, they would have a rather large, ugly girl come out in yoga pants and swiffer the dollar bills off the stage between
Really?
each set. Yeah. With a swiffer. So when I suggested that maybe this is not the place to hang out because it's not too much fun,
No.
we decided to go find a sketchy place.
Good.
Sketchy's good. So we went to another strip club. Next strip club we went to, we go inside, and they say, there's no girls here.
What?
No girls until midnight.
What time were you guys there?
It was like 11:30.
Okay.
So they said no girls till midnight, which is bizarre.
Right.
Girls should be there anytime that they're open. They're
Right.
a strip club. So we decide, hey, we're going to go over to a bar that's across the street, kill some time. So we go over to the bar, and this actually goes into a different story of something that irritates me. I don't like security guard pat-downs.
To go into a bar?
So we go into a bar.
Where the fuck were you guys hanging out that you're getting patted down to go into a bar?
It was in Middletown, New York.
Not the strip club, into a bar.
A regular bar.
Holy shit. You guys hang on the other side of the tracks.
So it's this girl it's like a girl security guard.
And she's patting you guys down.
So she's like, we got to pat you down to come in. I'm like, okay, like I don't know, like it's just weird. So,
Yeah.
But she gives the most invasive pat down ever. Basically grabs my junk and then goes, "Nice hair."
Really?
Yeah.
Did she even work there?
I don't know. But I was with another person that you know's husband and did the same thing to him without the nice hair comment because his hair is nowhere near as nice as mine.
Right. That's true.
And he goes, "That was not okay."
No.
Felt violated.
Since when did they do that?
They apparently at this bar give you a full pat down and a proctology exam. But in general, I don't understand security checks to begin with. Do they ever find anything?
I don't know. You need the rape tube though the next time you go there.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like even when you go to like a sporting event, a concert, like on the way in, they always check you.
Yeah.
Have you been to any of these things?
I went to a 4-day concert
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, summer before last. I went to Mountain Jam at Hunter Mountain.
Huh.
And it was fantastic. And when we were going in, we were camping for several days. There was a whole bunch of us. So we had a bunch of stuff with us. And they did the dance of like, oh, we're about to check your stuff. And I smuggled in like a half an ounce of weed.
Yeah, I don't think they actually check anything.
And
like,
I didn't even really hide it. It was just in with like my Cliff Bars and stuff.
Right.
And they were like, you're good. They just let me go.
When you go into like any kind of concert or sporting event now, Like, they make you take everything out of your pockets, hold them out to the side like
That's
this.
insane. But, yeah.
And then they wand you, but they never check what's in your hands. So you have all your stuff in your hands to your side,
Yeah.
and then they wand around your hands and ignore your hands. So all you'd have to do is take whatever you want to take in your hands. Right in plain sight, they would never see it.
You should try that.
I should. I've also gone to places where they've insisted on checking my head.
You told me that last time.
Yeah.
In an airport, right?
But I've also been to concerts where, like, the bouncer wanted to check my head.
That's bizarre.
It's weird. I made moaning noises while they did it.
I would have did the same thing. You should have unbuckled your pants and everything.
So we go to this terrible bar.
Okay.
And then we decide to come back about, I don't know, 45 minutes later. It's like 12:30.
Right.
We go inside. They're like, there's no girls here until 2:30.
What?
So somehow we found the only stripperless strip club in New York.
What were people doing in there?
Drinking.
Drinking.
Yeah.
You can drink in a strip club?
Apparently this one. Because there was no girls.
Because there's no girls.
Does this make any sense to you?
No, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Why would there first not be there till 12, then not be there till 2:30?
I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't a strip club.
It might not have been. There's no girls here.
No girls.
No girls.
So that's 2 out of our immediate area. Mm-hmm. Now, the third place that I went to, which was not on the same trip, this is now a different trip.
Okay.
Went with a friend of mine, and we go to this place. It is in the town of Newburgh.
Oh, for the love of Christ.
And we go to this. I've been to strip clubs before. Like, I know the deal.
In Newburgh? It's like the crime capital of America.
That's why we went there.
All right.
So we go into this place. They charge you like $10 cover. And it's real bizarre from the time we walk in there. So we sit down at like the stage, and the girl's right in front of us. Mm-hmm. No alcohol there because it's like a juice bar.
Right. Is that so nobody gets like rapey?
I guess so. And the all nude clubs, usually they don't serve alcohol.
Probably because of the rape.
Yeah. So we sit down there, and my friend, some girl who's really not that attractive, because this was not the best of looking girls, comes up to him, says, "You want to dance?" He leaves. So I guess he goes to get a lap dance. So I'm sitting out there, and there's like this rather large, hefty girl on the stage dancing before me because I'm like the only guy there.
Right.
And she goes, "Do you go to a lot of parades?"
What?
And I said, "I've been to parades, but I have not been. I don't know if I am an avid parade goer."
Right. Right. I hate parades. Just so you know.
So she goes, "Well, you look familiar. You weren't at the parade in Middletown?" And I'm like, "I don't think so." And she goes, "Oh, well, I was there leading my Girl Scout troop."
Oh my God.
And then she goes, "You know this is a VIP strip club, right?" And I'm like, "Okay. What's that mean?"
What does that? What does that mean?
She's like, "Well, we have a lot of regulars, and we treat you well here." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Like, that's kind of what my reaction was. And she goes, "Want a blowjob?"
Oh, excellent.
And that's like an interesting thing to turn away. It's like, no, thank you.
No, I don't want a blowjob from you or any of the girls in your Girl Scout troop.
Right. I'm like, "Oh, no, thank you." She's like, "We can fuck." I'm like, "Can I just give you $1?" So like, all these strip clubs around here are pretty messed up.
Well, I mean,
so this is like, I've run the gamut now and not even found a normal one.
aren't strip clubs in general like just fucked up? Like, I don't know dick about shit when it comes to strip clubs, but I imagine that they're all kind of along those lines.
No.
Really?
Usually, it's all about the perception that you can get what you want, but you can't. Mm-hmm. You will almost never find a place that's forward like that. This place had a freaking menu. Check off what you want. But my friend actually, he comes back out and he's standing at the ATM with the stripper.
Oh no, with the stripper.
And I'm I'm just sitting there like giggling to myself like, this is not good news. And also I'm a little worried because I'm now like stuck in the lion's den. I'm like the only guy there.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm hoping he would come back sometime soon. He goes to the ATM, and then he goes back inside. Then he comes back out, and I'm like, so what happened? And he goes, this is a very professional organization. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And he like told me he got a blowjob from the girl. And I'm like, so how was it? And he said, I'm full of regret. Let's go.
How much did all that regret cost him?
Like 100.
I'd give him regret for 50.
I'll let him know. So, like, but normally you can't get anything. Like, I would not want anything. But like a lot of guys that would go, they're like trying, like go in the VIP room, the champagne room, spend all kind of money to try to get what they're looking for, but they'll never get it. This place, you can almost just not get a girl to dance.
I just always assumed that that was like par for the course.
No.
Is that the right expression that I'm using?
Yeah,
par for the course. I had always thought that was part of it.
No.
Really?
It's not normal.
All right. I thought it was. I thought it was like...
That's why, like, when girls are like, oh, I don't like when my guy goes to a strip club, like, it's unfounded for the most part. Mm-hmm. The guy's not doing anything other than spending a whole lot of money.
Yeah, that fucker.
But he's not getting anything for the most part.
Right.
But this place, hit me up. I'll let you know where it is. Pretty sketchy.
No, I've never been to one.
We may have to take a trip.
You know what? I'm thinking about it.
We may have to.
I'm really thinking about it.
We'll bring Paul with us.
Oh boy.
So, what do you got? What's ticking you off this week?
You know what? I don't remember if we've talked about this before. You and I may have, like in private discussions,
right?
One-uppers.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know a lot of them actually.
One-uppers are not good.
We know a lot of pretty arrogant people.
Yep.
I mean, I don't mind that. Arrogance doesn't really bother me. But it's the one-upping.
Well, I got a better story.
Yeah.
No.
Oh man, that fucking drives me crazy. And I know a lot of them. And I've realized in the last, it's like Halloween time now, so there's a couple parties going on, and pretty much every weekend there's a different party through the month of October. And getting into that full swing of holiday parties and all that stuff. And I hear a lot of the same exact stories over and over and over again.
So is that really one-upping?
No. Every time the story is told, it's told slightly grander. I was telling a story about how I went on a boat down in Florida, and there was like it was my husband and I went down to visit his family when I was married, and his father took us out on a boat and basically showed us how these dolphins will just swim right up next to the boat.
Okay.
Like every single time they go out there, these dolphins swim up next to the boat. And they fucking did it. And it was intense. Like, it was cool. And I'm telling this story, and I'm happy about it. Who doesn't love a fucking dolphin? You look at the thing's face, they're completely lovable.
I can't picture a dolphin's face.
Really? They look like they smile all the time.
Oh, I can picture.
Oh, they're so cute. Flipper? Like Flipper?
Yeah.
They're so cute. And they actually play. Like, you can see them playing. Like, what's that called behind a boat? Like a wake? The wake behind the boat? You can actually see them playing in that. It's fucking goddamn it. It's cute.
Sounds like heaven on earth.
You know what? It almost is. And I'm telling this story. I'm feeling happy in my moment. In chimes in this fucking retard. I was on a boat once. I caught a shark. Sure you did. Oh, I fought with it for 6 hours before I got it into the boat. No, you did not. You did not. We got it in the boat, and I had to sit on top of it and wrestle the hook out of its mouth while it was trying to bite me.
Isn't this the storyline to Jaws?
Exactly. That's just one of the many, many one-upper stories. Or when you're telling a story and everybody else in the room seems remotely interested in it, and this one-upper, I don't even know if this is like one-upping, has to tell a story that's completely and utterly unrelated to your story, making you feel like, A, they've stolen the spotlight from you, and 2, they weren't even listening to you in the first place, and that your story was shitty. So they felt like they had to intervene and save the party.
That's the perfect time to take your shirt off. You won at that point.
Winner. That's how I sold my boob cast.
Oh yeah,
at the boob auction.
How did you do it? I don't think I stayed that late. Fill people in about a boob auction. What is this about?
For a Man's Ruin roller derby each October, except this one, they do for breast cancer research. We do a fundraiser where whoever on the team wants to do it, we make a plaster cast of our bust.
Nobody ever invited me to do this.
Nobody wants your boobs.
Oh,
I thought we should do like casts of a prostate or something like that for men.
A prostate cancer cast?
Or, it's like a whole ass kind of deal, man-ass thing, because men get prostate cancer.
I do not know who would want to buy this.
Right? Exactly. So we did the, so you have the bust made, and then you can decorate it however you want to. And then we auction them off at a bar in Newburgh. And the money goes to breast cancer research. And as soon as I stood up, I pulled my shirt up over my head thinking,
really?
I don't know how good this bust came out, but maybe if I show my actual titties, somebody's going to...
And did somebody buy it?
Yes, they did. Not only did someone buy it...
Or did you have to pay somebody to buy it?
No, they actually were pretty beautiful. Have you seen them?
Seen your boobs?
No, the bust that I made.
Yes, I did.
They were nicely done.
It's the mermaid type thing, right?
Yeah, it's a mermaid kind of thing. It was serendipitous. It turned out far better than I thought it was going to. And it made more money than any other bust being sold.
Just because you showed your boobs?
I don't know. I don't know what worked. I don't know. But you know what? If I have to show my titties to make extra money for breast cancer research, I guess I'll have to take my shirt off.
This is a woman.
This is a woman.
This is a trooper.
And if I have to show that Jew where her vagina is, God damn it, I'll do that too.
How do we get her here?
I don't know. Don't let her listen to tonight's show.
No, absolutely not. We'll be oppressing her further.
We could do a whole other show that we don't even air. We'll script it, the whole thing, just for her.
Yeah, we make like a fake show about how great the book was.
Yeah.
How we sympathize with her plight and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, how I can't find my vagina.
That's a good one.
Right.
Can you help me?
Please help me. I can't find my vagina.
One thing that irritates me is when people use physical objects to represent feelings.
Like, how do you mean? What do you mean?
I'll show you a good example. This will probably infuriate some people. The American flag.
Okay.
It's just a piece of fabric. Right?
Yeah.
However, people see it as this big picture thing. It's not. It's an American flag piece of fabric. Just because somebody puts it on the floor or some terrorist burns it or whatever it is.
Right.
It's not an insult. Who cares? People get so crazy about people burning the American flag, getting it dirty, whatever. It's a piece of fabric.
I didn't really know that people got that crazy about it until recently.
If the piece of fabric means that much, then the feelings behind it mean nothing. If the destruction of an object can so hurt somebody and ruin their feelings or get them so upset.
I think it's the thought process behind that.
It's a piece of fabric.
Right, but it symbolizes something else.
What does it symbolize? It's a symbol.
Right.
A symbol. Who cares?
It's a symbol that was made in Japan.
Listen, Yeah, exactly. It's not even made in America.
Yeah. No, very few flags, I believe, are made in America.
I have no problem with respecting the country. I respect the country. I
Right.
respect the people that serve
Right.
the country. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Mm-hmm. So I think I have the right thinking on all that stuff.
Nowhere else you wouldn't want to live.
No.
Any other place but America.
No, I would not. I mean, I don't think America's perfect, but I think America's better than any options we have.
Even Aruba.
Yeah, these are all corrupt countries. I mean, not that we're not corrupt, but it's the best country to live in, the freest country, even though it's not free. But to get that upset about a flag being dirty or broken or whatever, who
Right.
cares? Let it go. All you're doing is empowering people.
That I agree with. I do agree with that. That when you show that much emotion about something like that, you do empower what would it be? The oppressor, the person burning the flag or throwing it on the ground.
It's insanity.
Whatever. I do. I get that. I understand that you're empowering them. I also come from a family of Marines. So
I have nothing wrong with that. I think that Marines are very much needed, loved, respected.
I absolutely get where you're coming from. But I also have been accused of not caring about anything.
Anything?
Like, anything. Flags, Bibles.
I don't care
wedding
about anything
rings,
either.
Anything.
That was one of my
don't
points.
care.
Wedding rings. Wedding ring is nice, but it means nothing.
Right.
All it is a physical representation of feelings.
Right.
The same thing as a flag. If you have love, the ring means nothing. I mean, it's nice to have it. Maybe it means something that somebody gave it to you and you want to remember that and it's a nice feeling, but you lose the ring, life goes on.
Right. I did have a little bit of a temper tantrum because when I got married to my husband, I did not get a wedding ring. And
I didn't buy my wife an engagement ring.
No, I had a little bit of I got a band. I got like he actually had it made for me, which was pretty sweet. And I didn't want a crazy wedding ring. I didn't, nothing like that. I got my wedding ring finally, and we were separated about a month later. So it really didn't mean shit.
No.
It didn't mean anything.
An object should never represent a feeling and be able to take away from that feeling or insult that feeling.
It's all symbolism. It's
A ring that's not nice. Like if a man buys a woman a ring and it's not 6 months' salary, that doesn't mean he loves her any less.
I agree with that. That's absurd.
And just because somebody doesn't get irate about somebody burning a piece of fabric doesn't mean that he doesn't love his country any less.
I agree with you on that as well.
ThingsWeDread.com. Who's checking it out? Who's sharing it?
Oh, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Every goddamn gun-toting, Bud Light in a can drinking fucking hillbilly is going to be on our Facebook page telling you that you're a Nazi.
That's okay. You won't insult me. We need you guys sharing this thing. We need to get more listeners. We have a lot. This show's been really taking off lately.
It's been cooking. It has been.
I'm not sure if people are listening because they like us or because they hate us, though.
I don't care. Either way. Listen,
I'm not sure which one
I'll
it
take
is.
a good hate fuck. I don't give a shit.
Attention is attention.
Attention is attention.
And we are attention whores.
It's the goddamn truth.
At thingswedread.com. Check us out at facebook.com/thingswedread. Go to iTunes and subscribe to the feed for the podcast. Just search Things We Dread. And you can get it delivered directly to your iPhone every single time we do a show.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's how I subscribe to the show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, actually, I don't use iTunes. I use Downcast, which is a good app. And we're also in Downcast. Things We Dread. You just have to do a search for it. And that's about it for tonight. What else do you have to say, Bombshell? You want to say goodbye to our audience?
Goodbye, audience.